Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Lost Cherry from Tom Ford. It's one of the newer fragrances from the house. There's a lot of hype around this scent and I'm going to be reviewing it for you guys. So if you'd like to know what I think, then keep watching. First, for transparency purposes, I purchased this. This was not sent to me to review. Now, there's been a lot of hype, and there's usually a lot of hype around Tom Ford fragrances. And if you guys didn't know, I don't have a lot of Tom Ford in my collection. I sold a few bottles. I generally just have 4 now. I have Neroli Portofino, Jasmine Rouge, Oud Wood, and now Lost Cherry. And I love Tom Ford scents. I just have never felt the urge to buy them. It's just one of the scents, one of the houses that I can see the hype around it. I definitely love most of the scents from there. I just don't get around to purchasing it. So I obviously purchased Lost Cherry. So I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to review it. I'm going to let you guys know if it's worth it. This scent is, of course, Tom Ford price. For a private blend for 50 ml, you're looking at spending $320, so it is expensive. The notes in this scent, you have black cherry accord, you have bitter almond, definitely going to get into the bitter almond. You also have Peru balsam, a roasted tonka, and a beautiful rose absolute in here as well. There's obviously more going into it, but I kind of wanted to really cement the base notes that I can pick up with this fragrance. Now, this fragrance, when Tom Ford comes out with scents, specifically the limited edition, the more provocative scents, obviously Lost Cherry, we don't need to get into that, I tend to kind of wait until the hype goes away. I'm like, I will smell it later. If I want to purchase it, I will purchase it later. I've been meaning to purchase the obscenely named one. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I actually enjoy it. It's just nothing I need to purchase anytime soon. If I never purchase it, that's okay. This one though, my SA Larry from Galleria, the Galleria Mall in Fort Lauderdale, he works at Neiman Marcus. He's a friend of mine too. He will, when new releases come out or things that he's really excited for, he will contact me, and he's like, you know, he messaged me. This is when I was kind of sick and really busy with my family, and so he was messaging me, not like to hound me, but he was so excited for this scent. So I had a free moment and I went to visit him, and we talked for like an hour, because I'm always there for like an hour, and he's like, oh, that's right, you need to try this. And I was like, all right, sure. You know, I'd already tried a whole bunch of different things. We'd been talking forever. And he sprayed this on a strip, and I smelled it and I was like, oh my gosh. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I know you'd like it. And so another customer came by, and I kind of like scooted over like 2 feet to the Francis Kurkdjian section, and I grabbed like immediately. I'd sprayed Lost Cherry on this arm, and on this arm I sprayed the Baccarat Rouge Extrait and Lost Cherry because I wanted to see something. And I literally just kind of scooted the other way. And you know, after like 10-15 minutes, when he was done with the customer, he comes back and he's like, so what do you think? And I'm like, and I had him smell this arm, and he was just like, whoa, that's amazing. And it was so good. And I was like, just wrap it up, I'm gonna take it. And he's like, so let me tell you why I fell in love with it and like immediately purchased it. Because normally I sample things and I wear things. I've seen a lot of talk about the cherry note in this scent, and the cherry note in this scent is particularly really beautiful. It's a very fruity, juicy, somewhat tart cherry note. It's really quite special. But on my skin and on Larry's skin, and I think I smelled it on somebody else there that was sampling it, and we were kind of all talking about it. Oh, it was the manager of either Neiman Marcus or the whole beauty section. She came by and we were like smelling it on each other. It's that bitter almond note. Now, if you guys don't know me, you know I love almond in fragrances. I think it's such a sexy, beautiful note that kind of just adds this beautiful, delicious, sweet sophistication to scents. I love almond notes. In fact, I'm thinking of doing a part 2 to my favorite almond fragrances, just because I get so excited for almond in fragrances, and this is one of the fragrances where initially I thought it was just going to be something fruity. I thought it was just going to be another kind of like overtly syrupy sweet cherry like syrup scent, like, but in not a beautiful way. but that almond and that roasted tonka in there really amped up that gorgeous cherry note. And on my skin, the almond was stronger than the cherry, and I think that was just wickedly delicious. And I was like, I absolutely love this. So that is why I got it. And if you like almond scents, if you like sweet scents, if you like sexy scents, if you're looking for something that's a little bit different that you can wear during the holidays, maybe you're going to a party, maybe you're going on some romantic dates in the cool weather, this is a fantastic scent. And the bottle is beautiful too. We were kind of talking about this bottle. A lot of people are like, oh, the bottle's stunning. I think the bottle's pretty. My favorite thing about the bottle is it kind of looks like in and of itself it's an Instagram filter on it. I kind of like how it's a little bit hazy, light pink. It was kind of cool. I like that. I dig that. So the scent in and of itself was beautiful, and obviously my credit card floweth over and emptied completely when I got this scent. So it's a really beautiful, somewhat tart, but still fruity cherry note, which is very predominant in the opening. And as it sits on the skin and as it dries down, the almond, and this is on my skin, remember everybody's different, became very strong, very similar to that molten sweetness that Baccarat Rouge, the extrait, has. And that's, again, attributed to that beautiful bitter almond note, which I absolutely love. And then the roasted tonka and the Peru balsam and the rose just kind of gave it this really just sexy body and roundness and smoothness to the scent. And I was in love. I think it's ridiculously gorgeous. I've been obsessed with it. So that being said, I love it, obviously. But there is a negative that I do need to address with this fragrance. Now, I don't care too much about longevity. Sometimes I don't mind reapplying depending on the fragrance or how I think the fragrance should perform based on the notes, based on the other fragrances from the house and things like that. To me, longevity is not a deal breaker. Now, I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with people to where longevity is a deal breaker. Specifically with fragrances that cost over $100, I can see people thinking that anything that doesn't last on the skin longer than 4 hours is like a scam. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to argue with people where longevity is a deal breaker. The longevity on this fragrance on my skin was poor. Now, I live in the tropics. And if you guys didn't know, I live in South Florida. It's actually been cool. Today has been cold for us. It was 56 degrees Fahrenheit today. It was gorgeous. But when I got this fragrance, it was like 90 degrees and very humid, very muggy that day. And so I was like, all right, so we'll see. And I wore it again on its own, and it was no bueno, gone in just under 2 hours. Like, disappeared. Not a moment left. Like, I couldn't smell anything. It's like I scrubbed my skin and 5 days later I came back to it. Like, it was gone. The longevity for this is so poor. Now, considering the notes in this, the base notes and everything, I would actually expect it to last longer than 2 hours, to be perfectly honest. I would expect at least, to be perfectly honest, 6 to 8 hours. No joke. The almond note, the tonka bean, the rose, those are all notes on my skin at least that last 4 to 6 hours. Like, forever. And so the fact that it completely disappeared, like completely disappeared, I can see where people would be very upset at that. So I kind of wanted to let you guys know that the longevity on this, at least from my experience, is not there. It disappeared. Now, some people like that. Some people like fleeting scents. This is a scent you're going to wear during the day, and then at night you want to change your fragrance. I think that you could go with this. I don't mind reapplying. This is a very linear scent as well. It does open up a little bit more tart in the cherry, but it pretty much smells the same the entire lifespan, so you can reapply it and not have like an awkward like opening dry down phase. It does reapply really nicely, and that's what I did. But even when I applied it the way that I would normally do on like a very clean moisturized skin, it still if I added it to clothes, I got maybe an additional hour, but it even kind of disappeared off my clothes, and that's kind of weird. Now, when I layered it with the Baccarat Rouge Extrait, it did last a long time. And I know that it was there because I smelled that predominant, really beautiful, juicy cherry note. So layering it with the Extrait made it last probably about 4 to 5 hours rather than less than 2. But should you layer it with an almost $500 bottle of perfume so it lasts longer? That's over $300 bottle? No. So I am going to knock it down a lot of points for longevity. It just definitely failed on the longevity portion, but I don't mind. And honestly, knowing now what I knew about longevity, because I did buy this right away, I'd still buy it. So I don't have a problem with it, but I did kind of want to let you guys know. The projection of this fragrance is really nice. It's moderate. It's not really loud, but it does have a nice atmosphere. So when you come near somebody who's wearing it, you can definitely pick up the beautiful notes of this. This is a very intimate scent for people who maybe you're kissing or hugging or saying hi to in the holidays. I think that you could definitely wear this to the office if you wanted to wear this to the office. I don't think it's loud enough to be a problem. But overall, generally, my thoughts on Lost Cherry are it's really a gorgeous scent. And for me, the beautiful complexity of the rose and the Peru balsam and that roasted tonka underneath the beautiful bitter almond and cherry is just something that's really magical and I adore. So I'm happy I have Lost Cherry in my collection. I don't have any issues myself personally with longevity, but I did really want to hammer that into you guys, like kind of really get into how poor it is. But overall, I love this scent and it's definitely worth checking out and experiencing at least once. So if you have the opportunity to smell it at a fragrance counter, definitely do. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always guys, if you like my fragrance videos and my fragrance reviews, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe because it's free. And I'm free and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday and sometimes on the weekends as well. So I'll always have something for you to watch. In case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time. Bye.